Alrighty, this is 3-2 of algebra. Equivalent inequalities are inequalities that have the same solutions. So, just like when we have equations, I can add to both sides as long as I'm adding the same amount. That's what our addition property of inequality says. You don't need to write that down, though. Okay, so let's practice that. So if I have x minus 15 is greater than negative 12, to be able to graph it, I need to get x by itself. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides. And I get x is greater than 3. And then I could graph the solution, which you see over here. So let's try our own. I've got n minus 5 is less than negative 3. So I need to get n alone, so I need to get rid of that minus 5. So I'll add 5 to both sides. And I get n is less than 2. So again, on my number line, I'll put the number 2, and I'll put a number on the left, 1, and a number on the right, 3. This is going to be an open circle because it's not one of my or equal to's. And then if I plug in 1, I get 1 is less than 2, which is true. So I'm going to go towards 1. So I'm going to go this direction. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to solve one and we're going to check our solutions, I guess. Basically, we're just going to do another problem. Let's try the got it problem down here. I've got m minus 11 is greater than or equal to negative 2. So I'm going to add 11 to both sides because I need to get m alone. And I get m is greater than or equal to 9. So then if I graph that, include 9, I'm going to include 8, and I'm going to include 10. It is a closed circle because it's one of my or equal to guys. If I plug in 8, I get 8 is greater than or equal to 9. That's false. So I need to go away from 8. I don't want to include 8. So I'm going to go this direction with my arrow. And I can double check that 9 works. 9 is greater than or equal to 9. Yes, that's true because 9 is equal to 9. That's true. I can also plug in 10 because I'm showing on my number line that 10 works. 10 is greater than or equal to 9. That's true. So I'm correct. We can also subtract from both sides, just like we would if it was a regular equation with an equal sign. Again, you don't need to write that down. So, here's theirs, t plus 6 is greater than negative 4. I need to get t alone, so I can subtract 6 from both sides. And I get t is greater than negative 10. And here's my graph. And now I'll solve our own. Negative 1 is greater than or equal to y plus 12. So I need to get y alone, so I'll subtract 12 from both sides. I get negative 13 is greater than or equal to y. So on my number line, I'm going to put 13, and I'll put the numbers on either side, so 12 and 14. This is one of my or equal to guys, so this is a closed circle. I'll try plugging in, these are negative. Let's get our numbers right here then. This should be negative 13. Over here should be negative 14. Over here should be negative 12. There we go. Okay. Closed circle on negative 13. I'm going to try plugging in negative 12. Negative 13 is greater than or equal to negative 12. Would you rather owe someone $13 or owe them $12? I would rather owe them $12, so this is false. So I'm not going to go towards negative 12. I'm going to go towards negative 14. That direction. Okay, writing and solving an inequality. The hard drive on your computer has a capacity of 120 gigabytes. You have used 85 gigabytes. You want to save some home videos to your hard drive. What are the possible sizes of the home video collection you can save? So, I know already I have 85. Plus, I'm going to have some more that I can save. And the biggest that can be is 120. So, I get 85 plus V is less than or equal to 120. And then we'd solve for V by subtracting 85, and I get V is less than or equal to 35. Let's try our own now. A club has a goal to sell at least 25 plants for a fundraiser. So the smallest number they can sell is 25. Club members sell 8 plants on Wednesday and 9 plants on Thursday. What are the possible numbers of plants the club can sell on Friday to meet their goal? So, they already sold 8 on Wednesday, plus they sold 9 on Thursday, plus they're going to sell some amount on Friday. All of that added up needs to be greater than or equal to 25. The smallest it can be is 25. I would love for however many we sell to be like 100 or to be 200, right? So I would love for this side to be even bigger than 25, but the smallest it can be is 25. And then I can solve. So 8 plus 9 is 17. And then I've got plus x is greater than or equal to 25. And then I'll subtract 17 from both sides so I can get x alone. And I get x is greater than or equal to 8. So we need to sell at least 8 plants on Friday to meet the goal. And there's your homework.